Welcome back to my dark corner of this sick world. Please like and subscribe.
And it will be the turning point of your life.
Let's not go nuts. In the opening 5 minutes of 1971's Blood of Ghastly Horror, directed by Dark Corner's regular Al Adamson, 5 people are killed by a zombie. You'd be forgiven for thinking this was a zombie film.
There's a connection. All these horrible murders.
Following the attacks, the police receive a parcel. What's in the box? It's always a head. Sergeant Cross is on the right track with remarkable speed.
That's it, the Corey case. You don't mean the time that half-dead guy was brought back to life and slaughtered all those people?
Waving aside all logical objections.
Yeah, but Lieutenant, he's deceased. I know that.
What's your point?
And then strange Dr. Bernard was responsible for the whole thing.
Another case solved. Clearly, there's a backstory.
It all began like a routine jewel robbery.
They dressed as doctors to blend in. Actually, there's a backstory to the film, too.
I have a strange story to tell you.
It all began like a routine crime film called Echo of Terror, featuring a jewelry heist gone wrong owing to a stupid plan.
Halt, I said!
A psychopath named Joe Corey. And Tasty Robbins trying to kick off a singing career. Unable to find a distributor, Adamson added some go-go dancers and retitled the film Psycho a Go-Go.
If you are strong enough to stand the shock, see Psycho a Go-Go and live an incredible nightmare of fiendish terror. Psycho a Go-Go!
Which, unbelievably, did find a distributor and became Adamson's debut feature.
It's a delightful metamorphosis to watch.
That was in 1965. In '69, Adamson was induced to add some new footage of John Carradine as a mad scientist. I used to work with John Ford. Released as The Fiend with the Electric Brain. But then in '71, Adamson added a zombie. As one does, and cut the singing and dancing.
Hey, where's the broad? The singer?
This was called Blood of Ghastly Horror, which is what we're reviewing, so try to keep all that in mind.
Odd, isn't it?
After the jewelry heist, a cop tracks down Dr. Howard Vannard.
As you know, I'm head of the neurosurgery department of this hospital.
That's why they gave me the nice office. Vannard treated Joe Corey.
I operated on Joe Corey. I implanted the device within his skull.
Ooh, flashback within a flashback. Placing a chip in his head in a high-tech operation. Elon Musk has one of these. How did it go?
The experiment was at once a success and a failure.
His brain was healed, but...
His apparently rational behavior would suddenly give way to bursts of maniacal and homicidal fury.
I'd say that's balanced more in the direction of failure.
In these periods, he was capable of unspeakable, subhuman acts of violence.
Quite a lot more.
Who asked you to put this thing in my brain, to give me all that pain?
Corey himself now visits Vannard, and... This is how the '69 version ends. And we return to the present, where the cops have a visitor.
Well, if she's a monster or an ape or some kind of fiend, maybe we've got our killer.
That's how I solve crimes. Actually, it's Adamson regular Regina Carroll, playing Vannard's daughter Susan, who has been hearing voices.
Come here. Come here to where your father died.
This turns out to be Joe's father.
Soon, my son, you will be avenged.
Using the voodoo telepathy he learnt in the Caribbean, from where he returned recently, bringing a zombie with him. Feel like Customs dropped the ball on this one. If you're trying to put your finger on the moment Adamson ceased to care, I think this was it. Anyway, the telepathy doesn't work, so he phones her.
Well, all right, but just to pick up my father's things.
Evening.
No!
Well, this is why you don't agree to meet up with total strangers whose voices sound like the ones in your head. Corey Sr.'s vengeance is simple.
You see that blue potion? That's the one that transforms you into my strong, mechanical, completely subservient slave.
That'll learn you for being the daughter of the man who put a chip in my son's head that made him psychotic. Is that right?
Well, I know you're going to laugh.
But what happened to his son? Why, this vengeful experiment can't possibly go ahead until he stops to explain.
When he went to Lake Tahoe, Joe didn't know this, but the whole network of police from California to Nevada were out looking for him.
And so we're back to the 65 film to fill in the gaps.
Get out of the car.
Joe Corey has tracked the missing jewelry to Linda Clark and her daughter Nancy.
I'm gonna kill you, Mrs. Clark.
But they escape.
Oh!
And after a lengthy chase...
So you see, Miss Bernard? My son was shot down as a mad killer.
But I prattle on. Let's get back to making you my slave.
Now for a very necessary injection.
Side effects include dry skin, greasy hair.
What's happened to me?
And the voice of Dame Maggie Smith. Really feels like his slave plan has some issues, and wins the Dark Corner's Revenge of the Sith Award for unintentionally hilarious use of the word. Now Corey Zombie breaks free and turns on him.
You want this, but this is all there's left. When this is gone, you die. Do you understand what I'm saying? Acro!
Now look what you made me do. Sergeant Cross arrives. Just in the nick of... Oh. Oh, she made it. Thank goodness. I was really invested in... Who was she again?
I'm not laughing.
This is a car crash, but I do feel obligated to point out that it hangs together way better than it has any right to.
And I screamed, "Stop! Please stop!"
Thanks for watching. Please check out more Al Adamson reviews here. What other films can you pinpoint the moment the director ceased to care? Let us know in the comments below.
Action! Get back in your cage! What are you doing?